You're running a new version of Bandle Burn with Lightning Rush and Fix-em-uppers? Damn. So Yuumi Pantheon, we just have to go wide and aggressive. Vision is good if the rest of our hand is wide enough to support this, but we need discard fodder for Urchin to really turn this hand on, so I have to mulligan the Vision. Okay, this is looking tight. Oh my. Yeah. I mean, that's been how every deck plays, is I can't deal with landmarks, so I have to just accept my bad matchups, or I have to just play super aggressive to get around it. Like with Bandletree, everybody just played aggro to beat it. With Starspring, everybody just played aggro to beat it. And the thing, too, is that certain landmark decks, like Bandletree, you could just play like a bully mid-range with Rally, but Sundisk doesn't care, because it also has, Sundisk mid-range has Rite of Negation. Exactly. And it has a lot of, that's absolutely true, it has a lot of play. Even if you, destroy their Sundisk on turn 2 before they can Soothsayer.
Where'd we end up this time, Book?
Yuumi big oof. I mean, yeah, you just have to, like, that's why I was playing Scouts. And it's annoying because people are playing aggro to beat Sundisk, and then all of the other decks that lose to Sundisk are still seeing a lot of play because they get to farm the rest of the aggro decks, which is really funny to me. Feel the Rush isn't too bad into Sundisk, I guess, if you can line up the Feel the Rush with against their Rite of Negation not hitting, but who knows, like, what they're going to do to it. Like, if they'll revert Xerath to have -1 HP again, so he's easier to answer. But generally, that deck doesn't play Xerath unless... We get the follow from Jame92. Thank you and welcome, Jame. I'm just gonna take the hit, like... Oh my god, that's perfect. 4-mana deal 4 by destroying a landmark in a deck that wants landmarks destroyed, but also creating a 5/3 is too much. Yeah, definitely. Rite of the Arcane is a pretty brutal card. Exactly. You aren't playing the deck correctly if you play the decks before level up. So Xerath essentially is just a 5/9. At the very least, they need to make it so that Xerath's Obliterate is, like, toned down a little bit. Because as it stands right now, his Obliterate is just a passive. But, they need to make it so that only things that are destroyed by his lightning kill you. Are obliterated, rather. Because it just being a passive that just denies all, like, on-death effects and last breaths and stuff like that, just locks you out of so many potential lines that you could potentially use to close out a game versus the Sundisk, when it already has you on such a short clock to begin with. I could just take the hit here, because if they rally, I can just block, and if they rally, they don't have Zenith Blade. And, like, I literally only lose to, Judgment, right? Yeah, see, they do have the rally. Pass. See if we can play around the single combat a little bit. Pale Cascade, okay. So I guess they aren't running Judgment. Because I think it'd be really cool if they had, like, activated effects that you could just spend mana on to do a thing, rather than needing to play a card. Perhaps it would give players that are already set up with a lot of effects like that a lot of ways to pass priority that maybe they don't want to go for. Right? Because if you had a bunch of activated effects, then you can just keep using them to pass priority and keep tons of mana open, potentially. And not necessarily have to sacrifice cards or have to play resources out of your hand. And also, it's probably a mess in on mobile. We're attacking on odds, so I'm gonna greed and keep one vision, I think. Damn, okay, it's like that then. Sundisk probably shouldn't draw you an extra copy of your Ascendants before it flips. Like, there's a lot of stuff that Sundisk does where you're like, in retrospect, this is a little messed up, isn't it? That this card works this way. Because you're like, oh, good, I can finally kill this level 3 Azir and this level 3 Xerath. But you know they have another one in hand. So, like, even if they flip the Sundisk and then do something reckless that allows you to, like, just almost stabilize the board, you know for certain they have another copy. There's a lot of effects that are, like, auto triggers that, like, just happen at the start of the round or the end of the round that are sort of like that, but just are statted around the fact that their effects are very powerful if they happen consistently over and over again. Oh, man, this card just stonewalls you. I mean, yeah, Sundisk got a lot of help for sure over the course of time. So we go for Sump Dredger there because the Scrap Scuttler absorbs the Roiling Sands, so they don't get the value trade, and then we just fill up the board to play for play towards Vision.
I go.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, streaming is not a passive job, that's for sure. But I want to see, like, what other people are playing, because discard has always been an archetype that has a lot of flexibility to it regarding the recipe. We're still did we end up putting in those Noble Rebels? We're still testing Noble Rebel. I got to Platinum, from Platinum to Diamond in a wink playing Scouts. I don't know why my brain just refused to remember for a second there. You've got a great discard deck. It doesn't discard anything. It just plays cards. I know, right? My synergies haven't been lining up. Feels bad, man. So we've got Vision plus the Battlecaster to put 2 attack on the Flame Chompers. So we can play Boom Baboon here as well. Or do we actually just want to play out Flame Chompers instead? To have another 2 attack Challenger unit? Oh, thank you, Zoma. Yeah, I'm like trying to talk to chat and think out loud, and it's a balancing act for sure. Because for every misplay I make because I'm looking at chat, there's like another... Yeah, we put the Spinning Axe on the Battlecaster so that it goes up to 4 attack, so we can block the Ziggs. Yeah, the Battlecaster doesn't proc until I actually lock in the attack. That's why I was like, wait, I thought these were supposed to become 2/2s. I thought I misplayed for a second. I'm glad that you're all enjoying yourselves. Ah, they had the Quicksand? Boo! Why would you give... That Quicksand buff needs to be actually reverted. That is not okay. I'm definitely not on board with the Quicksand buff. I was one of the early adopters, man. I already knew what it was with the Quicksand. Me and Oh my god, like I can't remember the name of the player now. Because he's on hiatus to go to school. And so I haven't seen him in Fight Night and stuff in a long time. Starts with a P. I think he's on the Portuguese national team. I feel so bad. No, not Peps, the other one. Maybe I'm misremembering the nationality. Wow, I can't play anything into the Wastewalker. Calamitous? Anyway, they were running Sivir LeBlanc back in the day with Quicksand, and it was godlike.
Rules are made to be broken, like buildings or people.
So we can get excited the vision away.
My smoke.
Hourglass. And then we can Spinning Axe this Daring Poro away to flip Jinx. I thought this game was curtains. Hang on, chat. Opponent down to 1 HP. We get 2 draws now with flip Jinx. Get excited plus something. Augmented Experimenter ain't it.
Now it's a party.
Oh, that's not it.
You're starting to bore me.
No! 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 Ah! They had the hourglass, chat. We just needed them to trade away the Ziggs and we were good. Spooky Karma would use Deathmark, Darkwater Scourge, and it was super, super OP tempo. 3 Jace, 2 Elise, 1 Vi. Sentinel control is also going to be pretty rough for us. We'll keep the Saboteurs, I think. I think we just have to go for a hard call out on how much early game they can generate against us.
No one's the wiser.
Can a spirit fight to the death? We can all learn soon.
I don't think you take this trade. But the fact that they did tells me they don't have Vile Feast in hand, I think. Because you can take that 3 damage and then Vile Feast my 2/1 to heal 1 damage and get a 1/1 blocker and then buff up your Sentinel. So I think we now have the read no Vile Feast. I'd attack here. If I was them, I'd put the 2/2 into the 3/1. But maybe now they're changing their tune. What's that? No, I'm going for Poro Cannon, Daring Poro's Zonite Urchin Vision. Any region you dislike fighting? It's not really a specific... Well, I guess I could just say Ionia. It's mostly region combinations. Like, I really hate fighting Freljord Shadow Isles. And usually Ionia is really strong when it's good. When it's good, it's too good. Oh, they top-decked a Mystic Shot. Okay. Still a good hit for us. We're slowly working towards Jinx. She's not going to stick for very long. I wonder if this is a survival skills meta. That's a really good Mystic for us, though, yeah.
Hey, big man. You ready to get inventing? All day, every day, Reggie.
I'm going to give them the Saboteur. I think if they're smart, they're going to kill a Poro. Now the question becomes, is it better to go for Battlecaster? Yeah, I'll play Battlecaster this round, and we'll discard our next top deck to put things in play with the Poro Cannon, I think. We're at the mercy of Withering Whale, though. If I go for the I have hella 1-drops line. But we'll see. So we have to play the Jinx first if we want to get the flip this turn. They have enough mana for Vengeance, and if they spend all of their mana on Vengeance against the Jinx, then that's a winning line for me because they don't have Whale. No, it's totally fine, Wick. Because again, the discard aggro is a very complex deck. It was one of my original favorite decks in the game because it was so complex. Got him. The Shock Blast line. Heavens to Betsy. Went for the Shock Blast line. Ooh, boy.
Watch your toes.
They can live with 1 HP here. Oh my god.